Hello Indie Warriors, and welcome to another edition of the Dream Drop. I'm Old Gamer Joe, bringing you over 35 brand new indie and AA releases, this time for the week of April 20th through the 26th of 2026. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Leading our week is Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wildcard from Vampire Survivors, a title that just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? A demo available for this one on Steam. It's releasing on the 21st. From the same folks that brought us, of course, Vampire Survivors. But this puts a pretty unique spin on the familiar formula, turning it into a classic turn-based deck builder with those roguelite elements. There's tons of different cards to pick between as you land intense combos and use tactical precision in order to eliminate your foes. You'll gain experience as you play, gain new cards, and more. Plus, there's a dungeon crawling element to the game. Fans of Vampire Survivors, well, if you're up for something a little bit different, give this one a look. Bye, Lena. See you next time. I wasn't actually telling Lena to go anywhere. We're talking about the next game on our list. It's Bylina, launching on the 20th from Far Games and Digital Vortex Entertainment, a game that is lathered in that sweet Slavic folklore. This action-adventure title puts you into the shoes of Kestrel, a young hero who has actually died and been revived. Oh, and yeah, there's a mysterious spirit inside of his body now. Don't you just hate when that happens? There's bandits to battle, massive mythical creatures, and epic bosses in a Souls-like structure that features tons of spells, different weapons for you to use, and top-down 3D combat. You crazy kids and your dang idle games, add another one to your collection. On the 19th, it's Typing Farmer, coming to us from Milkway Studio. And yes, it does look adorable. I mean, just look at that little cow there. Oh, every stroke and click you make, cool, helps your crops grow. There's definitely a few innuendos in there. Just keep on typing and your farm will keep on growing as you sell different crops whenever you want to check in and unlock brand spanking new plants. There's also a full renovation mode which allows you to customize the layout of your farm. You can decorate it, make it even cuter than it already is by default. Plus there's even a social element to this game so that you can communicate with others. Try to stay productive when this one releases this week. Those goofy mall rats are back at it again all these years later in Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch, coming to us from Interbang Entertainment and Atari and Digital Eclipse on the 20th. A beat 'em up with a wonderful art style. I've had my eye on this game for some time. It is beautifully hand-drawn, and I do love me a good side-scrolling beat 'em up. You already know that if you're a fan of this channel. You can play the game solo, as Jay and Silent Bob, switching between them, or in local couch co-op, so that one player can play as one, and then you know how this works. There's assist summons that can be used, different combos, and yes, Bluntman and Chronic will be making a few appearances. Use hockey sticks and other weapons and items inspired by the movie in this unique throwback that offers up tons of different cameos and a good time. Hopefully anyways. 4/20, good timing on the release date. Dungeon Crawler fans, I've got something special for you now, also releasing on 4/20, so smoke up with Runehaven from Sacrilege Studio. A very dark, grim-looking, procedurally generated world awaits you, full of magic and mysticism in this epic dungeon crawler that features a lovely voxel style. The magic system looks quite deep in these destructible environments that you can tear the hell up using 25 different runes that you collect, battling 20 different monster types, including epic, massive bosses. There's plenty of tools to use as well, along with full mod support for you super nerds out there. Do you need something with a little bit more strategy? Well then, why not net yourself a copy of Townsfolk, which is also dropping on the 20th from Short Circuit Studios and Snapbreak. Every choice that you make matters in this deep settlement builder, where you'll go tile by tile, taking chances along the way. Manage your resources carefully in real-time turn-based settlements. Dynamic events will occur as you play, and there are procedurally generated maps as well. Carefully earn bonuses by using that old noggin of yours in a campaign mode which features 5 different regions and a full-on skirmish mode for endless replayability. There's dynamic weather systems as well, different playable factions, and plenty of Steam achievements for you to unlock. Plus, adjustable difficulty, wimps. Alright, so 1998 was one of my favorite years ever, thus you immediately have my attention, Bite Me Games, because also on the 20th we're getting MMO 98, with just take one look at that thing. How nostalgic are those visuals, huh? This is another one of those short incremental idle simulation games where you are a small developer who's trying to work their way up to global dominance. You've got that old school desktop interface, which just looks amazing here as you work to upgrade servers and your global server capacity. You're going to run into various bugs along the way, and you'll need to be the manager of things too, overseeing that everything runs smoothly. Slowly grow your business in this single-player romp this week. Hey now, our review's been up for a few days now if you missed it, of Saint Slayer Spear of Sacrilege, which officially releases this week from Lilymo Games, a callback to the classic Castlevania games on the NES, but it's a title that also mixes in some other NES games, like DuckTales for example, how you can kind of pogo stick your way onto enemies with your spear. Battle through 17th century Europe playing as Rudiger and take down the evil Father Pacer in this retro throwback that features 21 different levels. Be sure to check out our full review to learn more about this one. What's with all the incremental stuff this week? Not that I mind. We've next got Chipmatic coming from Molter and Space Jazz. It's a factory builder. You'll be controlling a mining robot who must dig to the center of the earth. Mine for those resources like coal and various minerals, but keep a close eye on your robot's fuel because if it runs out, well then you're shit out of luck. Power up your base and construct a mighty laboratory as you upgrade it through gameplay. Your drill can also be upgraded along with your jetpack and your battery charge. The 2D pixel art looks lovely here, and there's plenty of management, exploration, and some light RPG elements to partake in as well. Grab it if it's your thing. Co-op lovers out there, you'll be able to partake in some good fun with Pratfall, also launching this week as you explore a very dangerous underground cave with up to 4 partners. You're gonna fall and fall often as you dig your way downward, just kinda like the last game, oddly enough. Surviving is the goal here as you use voice proximity chat to keep in touch with your allies. There's pickaxes to take advantage of, magical beans, the more you eat, the more you toot. Wasn't there an old saying like that? And fully destructible paths to take. Catch your falling friends, you'll need to save their lives in many cases, and also rescue dogs. That's important, y'all. Old Gamer Joe's not much for simulators or flying for that matter, so I don't think Legendary Pilots was exactly made with me in mind. However, if you happen to enjoy flying and you want to manage things as well, this might be the game for you. It's launching on the 21st from Birkbox and Microprose Software. It does have a cool retro style to it though, I have to say. Normally in simulators they go for realism, but here they go for more of a old school look, which I can definitely appreciate. You'll have to manage a whole crew, an economy system, and air traffic control is also an element of the gameplay, so let's hope this one doesn't crash and burn. Moving on from air traffic control to controlling a whole squad of soldiers in Cosmos Point, dropping on the 21st from Anatoly Sidorov. I'm so sorry, I definitely said that wrong. This turn-based tactical strategy title puts you in control of an entire squad of heroes as you work together to solve extraction-style missions, one body at a time. Everything in the game is supposed to have a purpose. Quite literally, anything that you can pick up can be used. And there's also some base building to this one. Everyone loves the base building thing these days. Explore everything from ship graveyards, loot different environments, and use your combat skills in this unique shooter that looks like a literal blast. They say 2 heads are better than 1. Will that be a fact in Together Moon Escape? I don't know, it will probably be frustrating based on my past co-op experiences with Silent Signs. However, that doesn't mean I don't want to explore the moon with her a bit. You'll solve different puzzles, communicate, and enjoy a low-gravity story-driven adventure that has beautiful environments. This is one of those games where you truly have to solve the puzzles as a unit, so try not to get mad at your partner, okay? There's different gadgets to use, like a slime fryer and goggles, and it seems to have a pretty damn good sense of humor as well, based off of this trailer. They're also saying Steam Deck is going to be a possibility here, and it's even going to target 60 FPS. Nice! So this one should run on most platforms easily. Blast off on the 21st. Do you fancy yourself a narrative platformer? I guess the whole British thing is rubbing off a little bit on me. I've been working with Ashton for a while now. Why not grab The Lone Sword from Kamil Kozlowski? a game where you are playing as a living sword. With its goofy story, you are trying to find your maker, the one who actually crafted you. Gameplay is a mix of platforming, puzzle solving, and a bit of combat is thrown in there as well, with your sword being your entire body. There's aerial fights to take part in, and the castle that you'll explore is full of different secrets. Puzzles are also physics-based in this single-player adventure that features a nice basic art style, and we'll have a demo for you to try before you buy. Let us travel back to the Game Boy days now, where things were more black and white and simple in video games. From T-Boa Games comes The Third Shift, one that I've worked many times in my life, and it's never a good time, where you play as an employee at the Roanoke Museum of History, where odd, strange things begin to happen. Because it's the third shift, dark and scary, you know how this goes. I love the idea of Game Boy horror, we really need more of this, and boy does it really nail down the aesthetic here. Hey now, before we continue, did you know real people are still making real content, pouring their hearts and souls into it for you to enjoy for free? Well, if you want to take it a step further, you can support indie visibility and real people making real things over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where your new indie gaming community can't wait to meet you in our exclusive Discord, but you'll also net this show early and tons of other exclusives. Voice to the voiceless, thank you for all that you do for independent content. Okay, it looks like you patient console players are finally gonna get a taste of the Golden Genie Lamp winner drop, Duchy, for the first time. It released back in 2025 on Steam. We reviewed it here on the channel. Barely Magic Mike absolutely loved it. Comes from Sleepy Mill Studio and the Arcade crew, and now it's going to be available on PlayStation and Xbox platforms. This is sort of a strange hybrid mix of puzzle and strategy. Think Tetris, but in a medieval realm. There's resources to gather, units to take care of, and procedurally generated landscapes across a massive campaign that features over 110 cards, different markets to explore, and yes, it's playable on Steam Deck too, so I imagine you PlayStation Portal fans out there can probably stream it without issue. I've never used the PlayStation Portal, but I've heard it's pretty good. Choices will very much matter in our next game, one that I've had my eye on for a while, or should I say eyes? I had both eyes on it, yeah. This is Foreign Sun, a handcrafted action RPG that takes place in a sci-fi world. You must unlock the mysteries of the Eternal Lighthouse in this Metroidvania that also has Souls-like elements and choice-driven RPG mechanics. A massive world to explore using beam-based weapons and clashing swords against your foes. Deflect attacks and projectiles, but you'll have to use precision in order to do so. Not going to be an easy game by any means. Loving the 2D pixel art style of this one and the atmosphere. Can't wait to give it a go for myself. And how about this for a coincidence? We go to another Sun game. The End of the Sun is coming to consoles for the first time, previously released on PC back in January of 2025. Well, now PlayStation fans, you will be enjoying this adventure. I think it's just PlayStation. Yes, that seems to be the case. Play as a Slavic fire mage who can control time in this first-person mystery adventure game that features a big open world, environmental storytelling elements, and yes, even a little bit of time travel. This time travel is done through bonfires that are scattered across the world in a game that has heavy themes that go through the different stages of our lives. The environments look pretty impressive, and overall, it seems like it was somewhat positively received when it released. In fact, let me check that for you in real time here. Yeah, very positive, but only 181 reviews, so definitely not any kind of indie hit, but maybe an indie hidden gem. Check it out on PlayStation. Do y'all remember the indie game Road 96? I think it got a follow-up as well. I remember playing it. It was pretty solid, but it felt like it could have been expanded upon with a little bit more budget. So maybe that's what's going to happen here with the release of Tides of Tomorrow. Now Digix Art has THQ Nordic on board as a publisher. This one's going to be releasing on the 22nd. It is yet another narrative adventure game. Similar graphics to Road 96 from what I can tell, and I imagine the gameplay will be somewhat similar as well. It is single player once again with a pretty unique story here and an online story link feature which really adds to the amount of choices that you'll have to make. Those choices will then be put up against the rest of the world, I imagine. This was kind of a thing in Road 96 as well. There are consequences for every action, as you can see the echoes of what other players chose. The whole world has a nice aquatic look to it, and I very much look forward to giving this one a go for myself. You know, sometimes you just want to get away, go off to a nice island and relax, but that won't be the case in Away From Life because your helicopter has crash landed on an island and yeah, there's wild crazies running around that want to kill you. Now you need to hunt and survive and hit shit with a hatchet that you made yourself or use dynamite to blow shit up as well. I'm kind of watching the trailer in real time here, but there's shelter building, there's gathering of resources to be done, and plenty of secrets across this island too. Plus, you can survive with others. You're not the only one that's crash landed here after all. It's kind of like that show Lost. Grab it on the 22nd and see if you can survive. It's that time in the show where things get weird. So I was a bass player, but my drummer would leave his drums at my house, so I got to kick them around a little bit, and I sucked at the drums. Maybe now I can become the ultimate drummer in this wacky looking indie release coming to us from Cool 3D World. Just what is it exactly? Well, sort of an action platformer, I guess, as you work to restore a fractured world. The gameplay is rhythm-driven, as you might imagine, but I can't really make sense of everything based off of the footage nor the Steam page. Looks like there are 6 different musicians that can be played as, though it only takes 1 to 2 hours to actually get through the game once. Action takes place from the third-person perspective. You can manipulate the world, and there's even a little bit of RPG progression here, along with some multiple endings. What a strange-looking release. I'm in. Another day and yet another video game based around World War II. I guess this is the 5th one in this series, technically. Sudden Strike 5 is dropping this week, April 23rd to be precise, from Kite Games and Calypso Media. I'm not much of a war gamer. I'm not really a fan of war at all. Who is, really? But this looks fun for fans of the genre. There's 25 different missions. There's also plenty of authentic vehicles included in the game. In fact, 190 of them in total. Gameplay is tactics-based, but you'll also play the role of commander, giving out orders, and you'll have full control over your camera. There's a single-player campaign, but there's also some online features, including PvP modes. Get it if it's your thing. I don't play these war games much anymore myself, but who am I to judge? Enjoy them if you like them. Yuck, the last thing I want to look at is snow. We just got done with the snow here. April 23rd, you can go above the snow from Above the Desk and Wandering Wizard. We've got a story-driven management game here taking place within the Alps. Brr, I'm getting cold just looking at it. You and your group of friends must control a mountain shelter to make it the ultimate destination for people to visit. You won't get me there. 20 hours of gameplay are here for fans of the genre as you work together as a group. There's also a dog in this game, so that's a plus. You'll need to provide beds for your guests along with other entertainment, build out trails, and use realistic air vehicles as well. There's a story mode, of course, and an endless winter mode as well. Sounds awful. This next game has a lot going for it because I like anime girlies and I like fruit. I eat fruit all the damn time. It's coming to us from Inti Creates on April 23rd. Kingdom's Return, Time-Eating Fruit, and the Ancient Monster. Boy, we're really fleshing out these titles these days, aren't we? This is an action RPG that mixes in building and strategy. Everything wants to be a builder these days. Just incredible. The 2D side-scrolling stuff looks like a lot of fun to me. I'm not much of a builder, but I can deal with it in the right game. There's different playable classes in the game, including wizards and imperials, and there's also various dungeons to explore. That'll be more up my alley. Actually, it looks really fun, though. I'm kind of looking forward to trying this one. You should really go watch the actual trailer for this game on the Steam page because the song in it, which I probably can't play here, is hilarious. Or try out the demo while you're over there watching that trailer, even better. This is Titanium Court, a self-described, quote, surreal strategy game for clowns and criminals. Kinda hard to make sense of just what's going on here, but some sort of magical realm with the game having a good sense of humor and some battles that are sort of puzzle-based from what I can gather. Maybe a little bit of match 3 here, some tower defense, a bit of tactics, some RPG elements as well. I don't know. Go check it out. I love indie games. Horror in a subway now. Oh, spooky. Brno Transit, maybe the B's silent here, is a narrative-driven horror title that looks very spooky wooky. And we've seen a lot of indie games go for this vibe, and I'm all about it, honestly. Now, we don't play a ton of them here on the channel. Most of our staff gets scared pretty easily, except for me. But I do like the abstract art that this one has. Metros are always kind of scary at night, especially when there's spooky creatures and whatnot happening in them. So, yeah, this is one ride I might want to take. It's launching on the 23rd from Spytonev. Probably also said that wrong. Another game that has a demo for you to try. We love when that happens. It's Polybricks launching on the 23rd from the folks over at Dry Cactus, a brick building puzzler that looks pretty complex, at least for my little brain. You need to study a reference model in order to solve these conundrums, and there's a speedrun mode for you real brainiacs out there. You'll print bricks and design unique sets using 3D models and stickers to flesh things out further. Plus, there are going to be community-made sets that you can participate in, and you can download those as well. Think Legos in 3D. I like it. Time for Old Gamer Joe to butcher another name, this time Kumitantei, Old School Slaughter, launching on the 23rd from Mango Factory and Akupara Games, who are always putting out weird, wacky stuff that we like to see here on the channel. This one has a little bit of a murderous vibe, kind of throwing back to those Danganronpa games that you kids out there really like. It's a mystery card battler of sorts with a great retro anime aesthetic. There's students involved, there's murder, and there's a massive deck to build. You'll gather up different clues and follow a trail of bloodshed while creating social bonds and taking part in small mini-games as well. Love the tone and vibe of this release, and looking forward to trying it myself. I've said that a lot already, but you can only say so many things in a video this long. Now Tim Schafer and the gang are back at it again, oh so creative over there at Double Fine Productions. Kiln is the next game on our list. This one's being published by Xbox Game Studio, dropping on the 23rd. I'm assuming it's going to be on Game Pass as well for you to enjoy it that way. This is an online multiplayer game, interesting, where you play as different ceramic pieces that wear armor. It's a team-based game where your pot's size matters. Battle through arenas as you shatter different ceramics, manipulate clay, and I don't know how to describe this game, so just try it, I guess. Weird. We've got one next that's bouncing out of early access, always exciting, into version 1.0. It's Kristala. This fantasy action RPG features Souls-like combat, fluid, deep exploration as you play as a kitty cat warrior. Just like those books. What were those books with all the animal warriors? I told Silent Signs to read them all in order once and she refused. Shout it out in the comments below. The combat seems to be the focus here. There's a variety of spells, you can block and deflect attacks, and there's plenty of different ways to engage in melee insanity. Battle against 8 different bosses and undead foes as you wall run, tightrope walk, and more, and explore some deep lore. Looks pretty cool to me. Uh-oh, this isn't going to end well for me. Numeral Strike is next on our list, and I suck at numbers. The goal of the game is to match up numbers to get them to add the 10 is my understanding, using different attacks you can heal, and there's special effects as well. The number grid is in fact the way that you move. Interesting. It's a pretty standard roguelike structure. Other than that, there's different chapters to go through. The progress will save between chapters, meaning you won't have to go back and do the same stuff over and over again, which can be a problem with the roguelite genre. And there's also different playable heroes to select between. If you're a numbers nerd and you like a good roguelite, maybe consider adding this one to your wishlist or grabbing it this week. Onward then to Paws Coven. Things just get weirder this week. Releasing on April 23rd from Winter Crow Games, this is a 3v1 co-op horror title where 3 different possessed cats of some sorts take part in different rituals trying to hunt down one single human. Or maybe it's the opposite, the humans trying to hunt them down. That makes more sense. Yeah, I think the cats are sort of running away and trying to do their evil shit. Either way, this is again pretty weird. You'll need to collect dark mana and summon eldritch-themed characters if you want to catch these imposters. There's also some sort of sanity meter here too, so that you don't lose your mind. These cats can do that to you. They'll really drive you up the wall. Grab it if you like this kind of thing. And I swear I'm not planning things this way, but we're back to cats again because The Last Cat in the Universe is the next game on our list. a narrative-driven incremental title about the very last cat in the whole dang world. Oh, that's so sad. You will play as an AI, and your task? To take care of the last cat in the world, of course. This means mining for different resources, repairing various systems, and making the home nice and cozy for your kitty companion. There's also lost songs to find in this emotionally driven soundtrack, with the game offering around 2 to 3 hours of gameplay. So dang cute, but also could be kinda sad. I just love watching birds. I can't wait to get the bird feeder out front again for the season. But a video game about watching birds? Why not? Try anything once, I guess. A multiplayer game at that. This is Flock Around, which takes place in Goose Lake Sanctuary. You need to snap photos of birds and add them to a guidebook. You can enjoy this game alone or with up to 10 friends. Remember Pokemon Snap? It's kinda sorta like that, but maybe a bit more realistic. The different birds have different poses, there's multiple biomes to explore, and the co-op social space adds a unique twist. It's definitely cute, cozy, and has a little bit of comedy to it as well. Tweet, tweet. Rhythm gaming fans, something a little bit different here next is Yunyun Syndrome Rhythm Psychosis, which, as the title implies, is about a psychotic girl who is obsessed with a certain kind of music. There's 30 Denpa songs here, including original tracks and licensed tracks as well. Also, you can do anonymous online posts. Ooh, drama. There's multiple endings in the game as well, a variety of different characters, and plenty of horror too. But the 2D anime graphics are really what's pulling me in. I think this next release looks really ambitious, hopefully not too ambitious. Releasing on the 24th, it's Project Vesperi from Last Praetorian Interactive, and it's definitely giving me all the Mass Effect vibes. I'm impressed with the visuals, with this one coming from an indie team. In fact, it looks like it was students that worked on this game. It's a branching narrative release that has a student demo of sorts up live on the Steam page if you want to check that out for yourself. It's sort of a movie length. I'm imagining it's about 2 hours or so then, but it does have 10 different endings. A game all about choices and its beautiful cinematics with a sci-fi setting. Very cool. Whew, we're getting down there now. What a list. Frontier Paladin is dropping on the 24th. Again, a demo is available on Steam. It's from Singular Scheme, more of an action RPG with that isometric view that we all know and love. You'll be controlling the character Titus, who is a paladin in a game that mixes dungeon diving with tactical tower defense. Interesting. We've heard that a few times on this list. Everyone's getting into that game. You can place traps and turrets and manage your resources carefully in this single-player adventure that is oh so ambitious looking. See if you can put an end to the order for yourself this week. More photography coming at you now. You know, everyone had kind of the same ideas this week, but it's not like your conventional, usual, roguelike, Metroidvania kind of week. Odd. April 24th, though, we're going to have Snap and Grab, which is coming to us from No Goblin, a very stylish-looking release that has you playing as a photographer that gets caught up in a greater heist of some kind. You are nifty, and you'll explore various different locations trying to scout out targets to steal for yourself. Ooh, I like the idea here, and the art style is also really cool. I'm kind of getting Telltale vibes out of it. Each photo you take becomes a part of your greater plan. There's a lot of different locations to travel between. You'll also build up a crew and carefully show off your loot, but don't show it to the wrong people. The 1980s aesthetic is also very rad. Alright, it's time for me to get the hell out of here. We're leaving you with Vending Machine Co. I could use a vending machine, a nice cold drink after this list. It's releasing April 25th from Rogue Duck Interactive, and it is very kawaii. Another cozy management game where you are the vendor. You stack these different machines with all sorts of cute oddities. There's fun mini games to participate in, and you can also upgrade machines, add heaters to them, set prices, so you can become a businessman or woman of sorts, and even change the color of your truck. That's gonna do it for this week, folks. We hope you should have found an indie game to add to your indie gaming library this week. Voice to the voiceless, like, subscribe. Hey, if you appreciate what we do, patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. It means the world to us. We'll see you all in the next video.